So this is very obviously one of the more popular temples. There's a lot of people here, and everyone trying to sell you magnets and books and cold drinks. This is the only entrance into this temple, and it's a little height from the front gate. It looks as though one of the more popular ones that I've seen is one that you cannot go in. It's a beautiful sight on the outside, but they've actually closed it off. I found some ruins along a little creek. And there's not much to it, but it is still pretty neat. And some of the more popular temples, unfortunately, have these big buses. You can see them behind me. And they're running their diesel engines to keep the AC going for their guests. So it's very, very loud at the entrance, and you're just looking for some quiet in some of these, you know, more popular on the beaten path kind of temples that are very, very popular with giant tour groups. Just fascinating. Everywhere you look, everywhere you turn. I have no idea what's at the end of this path. It doesn't look like it leads to anything. We'll go find out. So it dead ends at the river, and it's all overgrown, but apparently this gave the temple river access. Bayun Temple, and it's in the center of a giant traffic roundabout right in the center of the park, so it's quite popular. Lots of people here. Tour groups are very loud. One thing, you can go on the temple, but to go into the temple, like into the center part, I don't see any way to do it. Because you know there are some pretty cool and interesting things inside the temple. Looks like there is perhaps one way in. Let's go try it out. I think this might be a way in. If they would let me. The nice lady here let me in the center. I just had to remove my shoes and hat. But it doesn't look like they're letting anyone else in. I feel lucky. So something's behind that door, maybe? Yeah. Down deeper into the temple I go. Let's go this way. Go bridge. That hurt. Okay, I'm officially lost. That's a good thing though, I think. Okay, so that way goes a random direction. But if I look this way, I made it back out. Hey, Mr. Monkey. I got no food for you, buddy. Sorry. So having a motorbike is definitely much better than an e-bike. And if you don't want to ride, you can hire a tuk-tuk in town. There's a million of them that are hired for the day. And for $10 a day, they'll take you to all the sites and everywhere you want to go. It's pretty good. And then you can even do luxury. I see a lot of Land Cruisers, a lot of Lexus SUVs, and you really also see a big variation in the tour groups. You know, for example, the Chinese tour groups are massive and big buses, and all the Chinese tourists, especially the women, are all dolled up and look beautiful, and very colorful dresses and high heels, and they're getting their, well, they don't have Instagram in China, but they're getting their WeChat moment pictures. And of course you got the backpacker community that are either on the tuk-tuks or they rent mountain bikes or motorbikes. And while I cool off with my watermelon smoothie this nice young lady made for me, this is the view that I have. Oh shit, God. Oh. So this is the temple I was at yesterday, and it was raining, so no one was here. And you had to climb a little mountain to get up there, apparently. It's a nice little hike through the jungle. There's an initial climb and then it levels out. And we're just going alongside the cliff now. It's quite lovely. Each temple has its own little flair, unique feeling, and this is no different. This is the first time I've seen a wait from one of the temples. It's quite an amazing view up here. Looks like everybody's waiting for the sunset. That's why they have limited people up here. They give you a little lanyard. Well, that was a nice little hike. Oh. Most people are walking right by this and not noticing, but this used to be one of the original entrances. You go down here, and then the forest is completely overgrown. The stairs that go up to the temple. There you go. Yep. It's got to have a tank. That's the way I had it. I made it back into town just in time for dinner. And just like every other city in Southeast Asia, with all the fumes from the motorbikes, it can be a little hard to breathe on the road. For a day like that, there's nothing like an ice cold beer. I love Siem Reap. Beers are $1 each. The food here is really good and it's super cheap.